Hello and welcome to the Accountants Club podcast. And thank you so much for listening. This is the last episode in season 1, and hopefully we'll be back in 2025 for season 2. So what we thought we'd do for this season is we'll have a look at the year and go back and see the things that affected us in our practice for the year and also affected other accountants, and just run down through the top things we came across. So I suppose the number one thing was tech takes over, but not necessarily in a good way or not necessarily in a bad way. It depends on what way you look at the tech. For me, I thought it was a good way. So we kind of move over spreadsheets and welcome to AI and automation. So really that's one of the number one things that we faced during the years. And as far as I can see, accountants have embraced tech like never before. Things like AI tools, cloud everywhere. So if you're not in the cloud now, it's not even happening. Also, bots became a huge thing for the year. So tech in a good way, tech takes over. The next thing, I suppose, from a technical perspective is the rulebook got rewritten. We had a lot of updates to do with technical updates for the year. We had a lot of updates. FRS 102 got updates. We've had a lot of reform to do with auditing. Climate rules came in and sustainability reporting became the buzzword. Really, as someone said, accountants are becoming eco-warriors in suits. So a lot of rewrites and a lot of technical updates. The next thing was money talks, and it talked louder this year. Audit fees went through the roof. We have tougher regulations, we've bigger scopes, and we've a lot more scrutiny. The cost of doing an audit now has risen substantially during the year. And the other thing that we're finding is there is not a lot of firms now really wanting to do audits. So a lot of smaller firms are gone out of it. So auditing, it's becoming more expensive to perform, but then it is a very good niche area if you're interested in the auditing side of it, and we are. So, but to get quality, you've really got to pay the price. What's the next thing? Work. The talent game is getting a lot trickier. And when you're looking to hire people now for your firm, what do you actually look at when you're hiring them? Are you looking at technologists? Are you looking at technical accountants? Are you looking at people who like bookkeeping? So you really need to look and see from a work perspective, what's the type of person that you want to hire, and what's the type of person that you believe will work really well within your firm and within your culture. And I think culture is going to be a massive thing moving forward. Number 5 would be clients want it all and they want it now. And I think gone are the days of just doing the books. Clients now expect this magic, what they call advisory, and they also expect and demand, and rightly so, instant gratification. They know that there's all these apps out there. They know there's all these things too. So they're looking for answers, and they are not willing anymore to wait for a month or a week or 3 or 4 weeks to get an answer for a question that they believe should be present and should be easily answerable more or less immediately. The next big thing that we've seen was the giant and the great AI panic of 2024. Half the profession believe that robots are going to steal their jobs, and the other half give robots names. In fact, we have our own bot, and the bot is called Hairspray, which is a total other story. But I've seen Audit Andy, I've seen Tax Tina, I've seen names used for robots that are just, some of them are hilarious. But this panic of AI and what are we going to do? The thing is, we have time to adopt to AI if we have a plan to adopt to AI. The next thing that we came across was networking really took off. Conferences are back in full swing. People are dusting off business cards, hitting the airports and discovering that networking and beer is way better than the fatigue of Teams and Zoom meetings. So you see a lot more attendance at a lot of the events. Tax season drama is really the next one. Tax season comes with its usual chaos and caffeine. I had one accountant, he said to me he was trying to explain crypto gains to a client, and he ended up with 3 spreadsheets and a headache, and he hadn't really known what he was doing. So there's a lot more focus on tax season, but I think in a lot of cases tax season is becoming less of an issue when you have actually got systemization and AI, running through this development within your practice. I think you can iron out a lot of the tax season drama. cybersecurity has become a massive buzzkill. The lessons we're learning from cybersecurity is that as AI grows, as technology grows, it's really, really important to actually get your cybersecurity right. And I cannot overemphasize the need for simple things like password protection, 1Pass or LastPass, having proper cybersecurity plan in your business, having a recovery plan in the event, looking at your insurance to see are you covered properly in your own practice, wherever you are, with the equipment and with your, even like things like your phone. The coffee count. This is a big one. They tell me now that the average cups of coffee per accountant is now 4 to 5 a day, right? I would test that one. At times it can be slightly higher than that, but some of my team are actually even more than that. And what I will say is if you go into some of these coffee shops now to get the kind of the artwork that now are on some of the coffee cups has become more or less an Olympic sport now. This one is really, 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 really important, and it's something that I've come across myself, and I have to put my 2 hands up. And when someone said one time, when you put 1 hand up, you're waving. When you put 2 hands up, it's a sign. It's the universal sign for help. But subscription fatigue, at least 5 subscriptions for tools I've signed up for that I thought I instantly needed, and then I forgot they existed, and now I don't know where they are. Some of them would be, at least one of them would be AI related, and you really don't know how to cancel it. But if you're using Apple again, going into that Apple subscription tab is fantastic. Work staycations took over. People discovered that you could do a tax return sitting at a poolside. This phrase of working from home got a massive sunny upgrade, working from somewhere exotic. But in terms of the previous thing I was talking about, where it was cybersecurity and working from a poolside doesn't really work. Also, it's very difficult to get proper internet coverage while you're away. Someone said accountants as TikTok stars. Who knew the balance and ledgers could go viral? Accountants turned into Gen Z, into finance fans, and a day in the life clips became everywhere. Even though I did do 100 days on TikTok, I don't think TikTok for accountants for me is something that I will be continuing. That's just a roundup of 2024. It's a roundup of the things I've seen. And I genuinely want to say thank you so much. When you look back and the things you've achieved yourself in 2024, please have a bit of fun with it. Please understand that 2025 is a whole new year, but also 2024 will have a big impact on what we're going to do in 25 and 26. So thank you for now, and I'll see you in season 2.